Okay. So welcome everyone to our Oumla Masterclass. I'm really excited about to be supported here by Syed and Mishuri from Oumla. They are software engineers. They will share with us how the Oumla system is working, how we during the hackathon can use it, because you don't need to code during the hackathon. What is really important for us is that you are creating concepts and also create a concept around the technology and the technical feasibility. And this is why we invite you to listen carefully, also to think about questions that you can ask the team. And they also will, we are very grateful about that, be present during the hackathon. So you are also able to ask them questions. We have our Hack Tribe platform where you can then book mentoring sessions, and maybe if they're around, you can also ask them. So this is how we want to support your technology concept, which is also very important for the whole pitch in the end. And yeah, I would like to just highlight that we are here in the virtual phase of our Trust and Pay Hackathon, even if you cannot read that correctly, sorry for that. And we are really happy about having already nearly, I think we already reached the 100 participants. We are really grateful about that. We also have already ideas that based upon the Oumla technology. And with that, I would like to hand it over to the team of Oumla.
Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope my screen is very clear.
Yes.
So could you confirm you can see it? Yeah, great.
Yes. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mishar Ibrahim, and I am a software engineer working at Oumla. And today, I hope I could give you a walkthrough into what is Oumla, some of the products that we have, and then at the end, of course, we have a live session demo where we will explain how to use and interact with Oumla. And before jumping into that, let me ask you a question, even if the participants here can just interact with me. By the raise of hand, how many here have heard about Oumla before? Okay, that's great. So I hope that will be a fast walkthrough. So let's just go to the first slide. What is Oumla? So to make things simple, Oumla basically is a blockchain infrastructure provider that is specialized in tokenization and custody, and also digital assets, securing digital assets. And in order to understand this clearly, let's see, this is our Oumla architecture, which is separated into 3 layers. And Oumla here is the middleware layer, which is let's say the bridge between the public or private blockchain and the product. Whatever was the product, it is important just the product that should be a Web3 related product. If we take an example as, let's say, a real estate company, this real estate company can do everything from tokenization and also fractional ownership through our platform by simply connecting and using the portal. And this would reduce everything from the heavy lifting, the complexity between the interaction, and this is all done within Oumla infrastructure. So basically, what is Oumla vision? Our vision is very simple, which is to be the trusted digital assets infrastructure provider across industries. And currently, we have supported more than 5 sectors, from banks, exchange, real estate, also fintechs, and globally Web3. And let me show you some of the products that we have currently built, which are Oumla Financial Chain, which is basically mean a specialized blockchain environment tailored and created, or say crafted, for fintech companies, allowing them to have a financial application that is running securely and efficiently on the blockchain. Real estate tokenization, which, let's say, what is tokenization in the first place? Tokenization mean transferring the physical assets into tokenized digital assets by using of smart contracts and deploying them onto the blockchain. And this could be done using Oumla. digital assets infrastructure, and finally, Bahith. I hope anyone here maybe could share us if they have interacted with Bahith before or have heard about Bahith, which is basically our analytic tool that could be used from even governmental sector or even just public organization, which will act as the source of truth for everything in the blockchain. Because Bahith here will be the way to interact with the blockchain and view everything from transactions and different say blockchain networks such as Ethereum blockchain network or even Bitcoin. Also, whenever we add a new financial chain, let's say a chain between banks, this will be also available in Bahith for governmental viewers to see and have the full visibility on the blockchain. So let's take one of the use cases, which is Islamic repo, as a use case for the first product, which is Oumla financial chain. And to be honest, actually, real estate and Islamic repo in general is a very complicated thing. But the essence of Islamic repo deeply means collateral loan between two banks. Why did we why did we shift the Islamic repo into the blockchain? The reason is the current implementation for the Islamic repo include too many processes and even too many intermediaries. And we try to make these things simpler and make it, reduce the time complexity, even the efforts needed to make such thing happen between two banks using we mimic the processes into different smart contracts and deploy them into Ethereum network. And from there, any bank can do this Islamic repo simply by one click. And this is what Oumla trying to build, which is Oumla here is not just a product. Oumla is infrastructure that provide a solution for many, many products. Oumla and the hackathon. So let me shift to my colleague, Saeed. He will help you and guide you. What is Oumla and the hackathon?
So, hi everyone, I'm Saeed. I'm a software engineer from Oumla. So, and thanks to Ibrahim for the introduction about Oumla. So, what is Oumla role in the hackathon? So, basically, we will help you build anything on top of blockchain without worrying about the complexity. So, during the hackathon, Oumla will provide you a private blockchain network that will enable high performance and fast transaction, and also simple tools to deploy smart contracts, token, generating wallets, and addresses. So Oumla will act as infrastructure provider. We simplify everything needed to build a blockchain application. So you can focus on your idea, not the setup. So yeah, and now let's jump into the live demo, and let me share my screen. So yeah, so there's actually there's two ways to build your application on top of Oumla. Basically, we have the SDK, which is basically enables the developers who wants a full control on the code. They want to like abstract everything for them to customize their code and so on, and they can go and search for it. I will like go for quick on it. So also we have the API documentation for all the APIs that we have, and it's all the endpoint that we have also documented for creating profile, wallets, addresses, transaction, tokenization, and so on. And this is about the SDK. We will do the live demo on the dashboard actually. And before that, I want to like, let me close this. Yeah. Before that, every organization or company or startup basically need to sign in and create their organization. And it's a simple and straightforward step. I skip that for the time. Yeah, and now let's jump into the dashboard. So basically, I already created the organization, and also I received the client share. And now let's go for each feature that we have here in the dashboard. So the first thing that each organization need to do for their users. So basically, each organization can generate as much as possible of users. Each user can have as much as possible of addresses for different networks. So basically, we have here Ali. Ali is a user in my organization. Let's call it Trust and Pay organization. And here, Ali, it's one of the participant, or like, let's say, clients of Trust and Pay. Trust and Pay can create any network for the participant, like we provide here the client share, and then they can create the wallet and the address for Ali. So now we can see Ethereum testnet here with the address and this thing. So before continuing, I need to say this. Here in Oumla, every blockchain action is cryptographically signed with wallet shares. So the client share represents the user profile for an action, or maybe let's say the organization profile. So this ensures the security, traceability, and proper access. As you see here, we need to provide the client share, and this is like an approval from the organization to create the address for them. The operation will not be like completed until the organization put their client share. So yeah, so now let's go into like doing a simple operation on the blockchain. Basically, here we have the contracts tab. We can create templates, which is basically the contract that you build. So let's say, let's do another simple storage contract. Name it simple storage. The description, a simple contract for retrieving and storing data, and the type is optional. Let's say the bytecode, and I guess you're all familiar with the bytecode and the API, which is basically the compiled code that will be provided for you from the EVM compiler. So I already did one. So let's put the bytecode that we have and the API, which is basically, as you see here, the API that I have, which is have a function retrieve and another function store. So now we can do next description, source code, it's an optional thing, docs, attributes, also an optional thing. So now we created the template, which is not deployed yet. So since we have this simple storage, we can go on the simple storage contract. We can see all the functions that we have on this contract, which is basically have the retrieve, store, and the inputs, outputs, and so on, bytecode, and if there is any constructor, it will be displayed here. So we can deploy it since we create the template. So let's take Sepolia, the public testnet, and the address ID will be like one of the addresses that you have on the users list. You can take one of the address ID, and the client share will be the client share that we give you at the moment you register with the Oumla. So let's now deploy. It will take some time because we are deploying on a public testnet, which is Sepolia. But for the hackathon, yeah, it's processed successfully now. So we have all the information about the deployment thing, the contract address, deployer address, transaction ID, and so on. And let me close that. So since we deploy it, now we can go and interact with it. So before that, let me see the root ID. It starts with 1D. This one, this is the recent one that we deployed. Now we can interact with it with a simple clicks without any complexity, without anything. So let's say I want to retrieve to do the read function. It requires a name, like let's say Ali. It's basically, it will do the read function. Now it's calling the function and it's return the response with Ali as the name ISN. And let's say Saeed as example and call it again. Yes, but it sometimes takes time. Let's refresh the page. And try it again. Yeah, and it did it successfully, let's say. And it's a basic operation. This is for the participant who's want like to develop their custom contract, create their template and deploy it and interact with it with a simple clicks. And all of these operations are exist on our SDK as well, and much of other feature that also we have. So either the part of the custom contracts and these things, but what about the tokenization thing? The tokenization, we provide you two types of collection for the tokenization. Basically, we provide the ERC 721 and the ERC 1155, the non-fungible token, semi-fungible token. So let's do one now for real quick for a collection. Let's say trust and pay, access, badge, network, let's say Ethereum, testnet,
That's a
key
nice
level.
idea, Said,
Yeah.
to make that. Thank you.
So yeah, and now we need to like put the address ID, the deployer basically. So let's do next. So the name will be like the first one. This will be displayed on the Explorer. Trust and pay, ISIS. So let's say the sample that will be presented there is to be TBD, the default admin, let's say my address, who will be the default admin on the contract itself, the mentor as well, it will be my address, and the browser for the contract will be also my address. So I control the minting thing and pausing the contract at any time I want. So let's do next. The client share will be this one. So here you can select the collection tab, the non-fungible or semi-fungible. So for the non-fungible token, we can say it's more like batching a lot of amount in single in a single transaction. So I also are ideals for things like the tickets. So with ERC 1155, you can mint any number of tokens in one transaction. So for example, one access passes at once. So as this example shown here. So let's do a semi-fungible token and keep this as it is. And let's create one. Yeah. And now it's processing the deployment for the collection. So basically, we also provide a feature out of the box for the tokenization. Basically, all of the collection that we have use the proxy pattern. So whenever you want to upgrade your logic for that, you can do a custom logic on the collection by going to the deploy, and it will be here if it's deployed later on, but it will take time. since it's Polia. You can see here and like do upgrade on the collection and so on. And yeah, that's it. So let's wait on the transaction to be processed. So for the hackathon, for sure it will be fast because it will be there the private blockchain. But for the demo here, we're doing for the public business. And yeah, now it's completed the collection. So let's refresh and see the transaction. Yeah, it's deployed here. Let's do it here. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I need to do it real quick. Here on testnet, address ID. Let's see. Default admin will be my address as well, and here, let's do next. Client share will be this one. Let's create it. Yeah.
Did you
Those
create a
processing.
semi-fungible or fungible right now?
Yeah. Also,
Semi.
let's get. Yeah. Of
Mhm.
course. So for the non-fungible token, let's say the ideal thing for it, let's take an example of the winner of the hackathon. We may like doing ELC 721. So let's say here hackathon winner NFT. Okay, completed. Let's dismiss it. Hackathon winner. And let's say there's all Ethereum. The other side will be, let's say this one. NFT. Let's say that default element will be my address as well. Semi-fungible token. Let's do this one. Non-fungible, this will be the client share. Let's create it. Yeah, now it will be running for that. But meanwhile, it's running. Let's go for the transaction feature also that we have. All the transaction for all of your addresses, it will be presented here. So basically, each transaction that will be happen on each address that you have, it will be presented in your organization here. Also, we have the notification feature here. It will tell you the transaction. You will be notified about it. So yeah, and one more thing, like if you want to use the SDK, you can generate the API key from here and let's say name it anything like the hackathon and create the API key. It will generate API key for you, and you can like put it in the header and use it with the SDK to be perfect for you. Yeah, and one more thing actually, last but not least, the Bahith, the Explorer that we have here. It supports the English and Arabic as well. We basically, as Mishari mentioned, it display all the transaction on the specific networks that we support now, the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Avalanche, and all as well the private blockchain that we have. Also, we support it. So basically, you can go for each address and see all of his transaction. And yeah, we also doing a check for the malicious addresses. So basically, if this address are malicious or has a lot of reports, so it will be displayed here that is this address are malicious. So yeah, and I guess that's all from my side. Yeah, and this is the winner NFT that we created, so we can go into it. Yeah, this is
So
the winner NFT.
just a question to this one. Is there, we can also attach an image to that?
Yeah, actually, you have the metadata you can create it. If you go
Mhm.
here, let's say this one. I just want to show you
Yeah, yeah.
the field that you are. Yeah, sorry. It will be in the mints. Yeah, here for the metadata that you are asking about. So let's say the NFT basically it's always one token, not
Mhm.
more. So if we put this here, we put the address ID that will have the fund and will deploy the address and to which address that you want to give this NFT. So
Mm.
let's say, yeah,
So I need a
I'm,
wallet address for that already. So the
yeah,
winner give me their wallet address.
yeah. Here, the metadata you will create the metadata that you want, like the name. It will be the NFT winner, something like that. Then uh, description as well.
So maybe their team, their idea, winning idea or something like that.
Yeah. So uh, this will be limited for the winner. So and as much as possible of the metadata that you want, an image or something, you can create it here, and so on. So let's mint now for this NFT. Uh, say validation. They want the description as well. Let's do it very quick. Then let's say, and the description will be like this. So yeah, this and the two address here. We will put this address and the address ID, which is basically the deployer address.
Mhm.
Yeah, and let's wait a minute. Token operation will be emitted now. It's running. So
Mhm.
let's wait a bit. I mean, this kind of issues happen with Sepolia since it's a public testnet and
Mhm.
it has a lot of things. So now we have the token here,
Mhm.
token 0. So we have the description, the name, and also you can like go search for the contract on any explorer that supports Sepolia, and you will find all the transactions that you did, basically. Uh, so yeah, that's I guess all the demo for the tokenization and all of the things that we have here. And yeah,
Thank you so much. I also see if we may start asking questions because I saw a question in the chat. 1 second. Yes, he is asking, can you please also talk about compliance? Because he saw that you partnered with a couple of banks. So can you talk about that?
Okay, so sure. Oh, can you just clarify your question? What do you mean? What kind of compliance do you mean? If it was with banks, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. So this is a question from Yassir. Yassir, are you here? Could you just?
Yes. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, please. Yes, we can
Hello,
hear you.
everyone. Thank you for your
Hi.
presentation. Really nice to see the product in action. From a compliance perspective, so you deploying a lot of things on chain. On your presentation, you talk about fintech, you talk about Web3, you talk about exchanges as well.
Mhm.
For Saudi first, what is the compliance requirements if you were to launch an exchange on your chain, and if you were down as custodian of those assets, would we be able to build something around that, around fintech side of things as well? Because obviously you need someone to be the custodian of,
Mhm.
of those things. So, are you also, and because you partner with a couple of banks, do you think all that could work out in terms of building on top of your chain?
Yeah. So, in terms of compliance, it depends on the sector. So, when you say exchange sector in Saudi, actually, currently, exchange companies are not licensed yet, and I hope in the current year or the next year it will be licensed. So, we will see different exchange company in Saudi. But currently, it is not supported. But for compliance on the other side, which is how we are interacting with different banks. Actually, the interaction between banks are done using the Islamic repo thing, which is the product, and it is trusted through its POC. So we conduct a session between two banks, which, as I remember, were SAB Bank and Real Bank. And in this proof of concept session, we show them how this interaction could be done, how we could manage the Islamic repo using our Oumla infrastructure and some couple of smart contracts to mock the process. And currently, we are in the process of getting the white paper for just starting the Islamic repo publicly. So yeah, in terms of compliance, currently we are trying with the regulator, which is SAMA, to follow their steps and ask them what they need from our side to be, say, 100% valid or to be used within the market. And we have already also, say, made some agreements with different real estate companies that are managing or trying to focus on tokenization of assets. So it is already there, but also it is not yet regulated.
Okay,
Thank
thank you.
thank you for expanding on that. And I think I don't know if I interpret the question Yassir correctly, but maybe it also goes into that direction. If we are building with a concept with Oumla, it's not per se compliant to the rules. So this is something that we need to, where you might be able to give some guidance, but it needs to be verified after that. And this is also, we are building concepts. So this is also something where we need to understand to what extent it's compliant with the rules of Saudi Arabia. I don't know if that was a background of your question, Yassir.
Yeah, in essence, because say for example, Umla has done some great work in the field and have laid the foundation for it, right? So this means that you can potentially use Umla as a launch pad for these things with all the information, all the struggles, and all the headway that Umla has made. Would it be possible to put another layer on top with the support of Umla itself, themselves, not only on the compliance but also on the funding side, maybe some sort of like inroads into getting banking in place for the project. So if you look at tokenization itself, if you look at the asset tokenization of say real estate in Saudi, a lot of money will be coming in, and against that you'll be issuing sort of an asset-backed token. So that requires compliance itself. And for that, if we can rely on Oumla to sort of cover us off from risk perspective and underwriting perspective, and then the banks can provide the banking system and the liquidity on that. So that's what the question was relating to, more broadly.
Mm. Do you want to add something to that, Mishari?
Yeah, I agree with the concept of the Amla will provide the, say, the first or initial steps or any fintech solution come in even in the, say, in the market. And this is what we are trying to do currently with the regulator, since the field itself is well known as a fraud field, which is not a good thing, to be honest. But this is the current mindset for most of the people. But this is what we are trying to do, which is changing these concepts so that people will adapt and try to use blockchain more and more. So yes, we have already made some, say, some negotiation between different tokenization or let's say real estate company, and it is already published. Like for example, Ghanem, where they say contract with us to make the tokenization of their real estates. So yeah, I think these are the initial steps, and we are ahead of a big thing in the future. I hope so.
Thank you so much
Good luck.
for adding that, Mishari. Also, it's about trust, and this is something that we support. We want to support and bring up with the hackathon. So yeah, I think we are aligned on that. Are there more questions? I would love to have some questions. At least I know that Ahmed, aren't you the one who is already building on Oumla? I
Yes.
think you might have some questions.
Yes, I have so many questions, but I don't want to take time from everybody. So first, I would like to
And
thank
feel free to
Oumla
ask,
for
please.
their.
Mhm.
I would like to
It
thank
also
Oumla
will
for
help.
their. I would like to thank Oumla for their SDK. I loved it. It's super nice. It's actually saved a lot of time to test the project. And then you know that my project is real estate tokenization, along with the new guys in the market. But I have one feedback for the SDK. If you guys put all the API endpoint in one file, like a blueprint file, that we can download, because I had to copy one by one, and copy from the website was a little bit difficult. That's the feedback. The question is, what is the transition from the SDK to the production? How I already booked a meeting with one of your colleagues, but would like to have an idea about it. Like now we are live in the test environment, but once we move to the production, how is that process? For example, what license you need? My license should come from Riga, Hayat Al Aqar, and because now they have one license, which is the brokerage for the real estate, وساطة العقارية, but they did not regulate fully the tokenization. So that's the transition I'm thinking about.
Yeah,
My
thanks.
question is clear, or need to give more details?
Yeah, I got it. So thanks for your suggestion about the SDK. So regarding to the production thing, basically you can do the proof of concept on the local testnet, public testnet, sorry, for your proof of concept that will help you to be regulated with Riga. So whenever you get regulated from Riga, we can go forward with the being on production, because it's one of the conditions that we need to meet from Riga. So all the platforms that should we should have, all should be regulated from them. So yeah, if I'm getting your question correct.
Yeah. So like the other one, like we see now Sahel and Nam and everybody, even though it's not yet regulated, fully regulated. I know they are in the sandbox with Riga, but they are starting to do some production work. Is that the case? If I'm in the sandbox with Riga, then we're gonna move to the Oumla production, or it still need to be fully approved? I know the minister said that the regulation issue they will release the regulation on I believe in June. So how we can work out this transition?
Yeah, I mean, if you can, if you want to go straight forward for production, I don't know what you mean by production. If it's mean like
Production,
using,
I mean like they are starting selling now their properties with the organization.
yeah, I mean, we provide you the solution, so you can build on top of it. Based on your project, we like, if you want to do it and integrate with your platform, I mean, it's okay for us. But if you got a license, that will be better for you. But we like, we don't have an issue with that at all.
Yeah, I would like to bring something. I know you guys not responsible for the license from Liga, but the fact now there is no license. So the only license available in the market is the one for وساطة العقارية, forgot the name in English. The one in the commission-based license. Okay, so when you said license, I'm not sure what you mean by exactly what license. I know it's still vogue for everybody, but is the current license enough, or you need something else?
Yeah, I mean, it will be enough and sufficient to build on top of Oumla. Actually, we don't like to be mandatory to have the license, because we are provide the solution. If you like, you have any project, build it on top of Oumla, and yeah, like you will.
Yeah. So
do
I mean,
regulation thing
the current
with the
license, the current license is enough. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. And I have so many questions, so but
I would
give the
like
floor.
I would like to
Everybody.
clarify something that you just mentioned, Ahmed. You were talking about Riga, correct?
Yes.
Am I right that this is the regulatory sandbox that exists right now?
So Riga is the one responsible for real estate system, or the organization that provide the laws for the real estate system. And now they run a sandbox for something called PropTech. So in something new on PropTech, they like tokenization, for example, they have a sandbox. They opened the sandbox March last year, and now it's closed. But there is some company managed to go there. But okay, but up to now, the framework of this tokenization regulation is not released yet. It will take another 4 or 5 months. So my question was to Oumla, if I have the current license from Riga, which is a brokerage license for real estate, is that enough? Or we need to bring something specialized? And he said, no, that's enough for now. We don't control the regulation. So.
Gotcha. Thanks for clarifying.
No problem. Okay, so thank you, guys.
I'm happy to, if you want to ask another question, a last question, I think that would be totally fine. I think you are in the topic, so feel free to ask another question.
So, yeah, as a technical guy, I have 2 choices for blockchain environment. Whether I build it by myself or connect to Oumla. What is the pros and cons doing this? Like, I know there is a lot of good side to go to Oumla, but also so there is some things that we build the infrastructure locally at home. I would like to hear from the guys, since they are really in that field, maybe they can give us the heads up. It's like if you instead of borrowing money in your bank, you build the bank. So there is a lot of pros and cons in it. I would like to hear from them what's their insight about that.
Yeah. So for that thing, so basically the most hard thing that you will face is managing your users' private keys. So basically, this is one of the features that we will provide for you and remove the headache from your side. So basically, like, we abstract everything for you. You do not need to build everything or reinvent the wheel again. Managing your client wallets and so on. And I guess the most thing that probably most of the developers facing on the blockchain field, which is managing the private keys, abstracting all of these things. So yeah.
I was thinking about also security issues. What do you think that security standalone infrastructure can do? Do you think there is a risk on exposing customers' data or something?
So if you're asking from our side or when you will...
No, I'm just trying to see the pros and cons between every solution. I know you guys, you're having good infrastructures, but if you can't give an insight how you manage to do that for us as a customer, is that how you build it? So we will not think about building our own solutions.
So if you're asking for managing your users' wallets, as you all know that each wallet or each address have its own private key. So basically, we follow some cryptography solution. Basically, for now, we're using the Shamir secret sharing, which is basically dividing your private key into three parts, and each part will be responsible for each party. As an example, when you create your organization, you would receive a client share. Basically, this client share represents one of the parts of the private key, which is encrypted, and the other two parts, one will be saved at Oumla, and the other one will be at the third party. And in each operation that needs to be signed or approved by your side, it needs to be all of the client share presented. So none of the operation will be happen or signed without all of the share conducted together again. And there is another also standard that we follow, which is the MPC, and this another standard as well. So if I am getting your question right, this is my answer.
Okay, thank you very much. That's so great to know that all these details, technical details, because all these technical details is great to make a decision on what solution we have to follow. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your questions, Ahmed. They were really helpful also for all of us and for everyone who will watch the recording of the session. I want to thank the team of Oumla, Mishari and Saeed a lot. Thank you so much for the insights, for the introduction into how Oumla works, how it's structured, what it is for. and also for this nice showcase. And it was really insightful to see how it's working. Even if, let's say, I couldn't follow all your steps, you know, it was really fast. But I think if you understand the tech fully, so I'm more on the superficies of the technology. But I would say for me it was insightful enough to get an understanding for the technology, for what is built, and I think everyone can also ask more questions around how to use it to build their own ideas. I think this will be the main cause that you then can support on the ground. So thank you so much for your support. We are really glad having you, and I'm looking forward to see you in person on Tuesday. So it's really fast approaching. So we see each other very soon. And also everyone else, thank you so much for participating here in this masterclass with Oumla.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Have fun.
Thank
See you
you.
then.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.